Violence broke out during an Eritrean cultural festival in the southwestern German city of Stuttgart on the 16th of September. Over 200 Eritrean opposition supporters were detained after they tried to disrupt the festival organized by several groups considered close to the government of the Eritrean President Isaias Afwerki. Reportedly, at least about 26 German police officers suffered injuries in the Saturday riot. Eritrea, which broke away from Ethiopia in May 1991 and formally declared independence in May 1993, has been ruled with an iron fist by Isaias Afwerki since then. A one-party state with a highly militarized society, Eritrea has been ranked even lower than North Korea in terms of press freedom by Reporters Without Borders. Tens of thousands have fled Eritrea, alleging mistreatment by the oppressive regime. Our next report gets you more details.
The East African nation of Eritrea has often been dubbed as the North Korea of the continent. Its poor record amongst the worst in the world insofar as human rights, press freedom, civil liberties and economic development are concerned has earned it the uncomplimentary moniker. Led by the authoritarian President Isaias Afwerki since its independence from Ethiopia in 1993, forcible conscription into military or civil service, disappearances, extrajudicial killings and prolonged detention are fairly common in Eritrea. Any form of resistance to Afwerki's rule is dealt with harshly. Consequently, 580,000 Eritreans have been forced to seek asylum in other countries. A deep divide runs among the members of the Eritrean diaspora, those who remain close to the government and those who staunchly oppose Isaias. Conflicts surrounding gatherings like Saturdays highlight this very deep divide. Around 200 protesters gathered before the cultural event was scheduled to begin, threw stones, bottles and other items at police officers and participants of the pro-Isaias gathering. In July this year, 22 police officers had been injured in clashes at an Eritrean festival in the West German city of Gießen. But the intensity and the extent of the violence this time around was considerably more. Nearly 300 police personnel had been deployed at the scene who found themselves caught in the massive violence between these opposing groups. To rein in the rioters, hundreds of Eritrean opposition supporters were taken into custody.
We detained about 170 people in the course of the afternoon. These people are now being processed by the police. That is, their identities are being established and they are also being treated for identification purposes and are being issued with a ban or restraining order. They will have to leave this area.
Saturday's protests were the latest in a sting of unrest and chaos surrounding Eritrean cultural events in Germany and elsewhere. Earlier this month, clashes between Eritrean government supporters and opponents in Tel Aviv were one of the most violent street conflagrations in the city's recent history. Clashes in Tel Aviv prompted Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to announce plans to deport the Eritrean asylum seekers. And last month, a 3-day Eritrean cultural festival in Toronto was cancelled after clashes erupted between Eritrean regime supporters and opponents. These protests over festivals celebrating 30 years of Eritrea's independence from Ethiopia have once again brought to the fore the deep divide among the Eritrean diaspora.